you haven't watched the first video that I posted, it's about gear. Um, I said that I would do a layering system and kind of go over each piece in its own proprietary use. Today we're going to start with base layers. To me, they're almost one of the most important pieces because they're what you're going to be wearing almost every single time. Now, there's things like long johns and socks and shirts and different materials. And we're going to go over all those kind of more in depth and kind of show you what to look for when you're looking at those things. I did really push when I said if there's one piece of gear I recommend over anything, it's boots and socks. So I'm going to go over some of them and see what you guys think. And that way you also have an idea. We'll start with socks. So the first sock I have here, this is by a company called Darn Tough. This one's going to be more of like a mid-weight. They're going to fit really tight around your foot. That's what you want. These ones, Darn Tough is actually seamless, so there's no rubbing on the side of your toes or anything like that. I've worn these. They're great socks. I mean, they last forever. Really good. They're made out of merino wool, so they will help keep your feet warm. They'll help keep your feet dry. Merino wool is extremely good and does it so well of keeping moisture away from your feet, or as they call them, wicking away from your feet. This one, like I said, you could use it in early season. This is usually what I use in kind of like a more of a mid-weight sock. But it's a really great sock. Like I said, it even has cushioning down here at the bottom of the sock. These ones just go up to the calf. They do make them to go over the calf if that's something that you're into. This one's going to be the lightweight sock. This one is by First Light and really comfortable sock. Probably my second favorite sock. I really enjoy Darn Tough's. Same thing, kind of built exactly the same, seamless. You're not going to get the rubbing on your feet. They are merino wool, so they're going to wick away moisture very well. They're very comfortable, very soft on the inside, and dry very fast. And the third piece is from Kuiu. These are the heavyweight sock. I want to tell you all the truth. I'm not a huge fan of these socks. I do enjoy all the comfort features of them, like there's cushioning on the shin, cushioning on the ankles, cushioning on the back of the heel, and throughout the foot. These have rolled down and bunched up on my toes, and it drives me nuts. I still will wear them. It just may take a little bit. You might have to untie your shoe every now and then and get them out from not being bunched up, but they will keep your feet warm. I've worn these in very cold conditions, and they've always kept my foot warm. They've always kept my foot dry, and they do dry extremely quickly, especially for how thick they are. Once again, these are merino wool. So those are kind of the socks I look for. Now, not everybody likes the same feel. Not everybody likes the same thing. So if you get a chance, everybody that I've talked to or recommended a piece of gear to, they usually go with Darn Tough. Darn Tough makes an extremely exceptional product. Very comfortable. A lot of people use them. I have no complaints with them. At first, they might feel uncomfortable because they are so tight, but that's what you want. You want that. You don't want moving parts down there. You don't want anywhere that it'll cause friction. Friction and sweat and all that stuff causes blisters. We do not want blisters, and that's what we are running from. So moving on from there, let's go to a base layer next to skin, also in the sense of long johns. This is going to be for your colder days. The first set is going to be these ones. These are the First Light Furnaces. They also make lighter ones. Like I said, I don't like to be cold, so I will always get the thicker and buy once and don't cry at all, because it's going to keep you extremely warm. These are going to be merino wool. The outside's pretty dang durable. I've had these for about 3 years. I've never had an issue. The inside is super soft, super comfortable. They fit great. Unlike a lot of the department store style elastic, waistband kind of thing, these aren't going to stretch out on you. Like I said, I can still put these on today, and like I said, I've owned them for 3 years, and they still fit exactly the same, exactly perfect. Um, Really, really enjoy these. Probably any day of the winter, I'm going to pick these up and I'm going to go and I'm going to really enjoy these, especially if I know it's going to be cold the whole entire hunt. These are my go-to. Um, Now, I did mention that there are other kinds of materials. So this is going to be like a synthetic version. These are Kuiu. These are very cool. If I'm going to go somewhere where it might be cold in the morning, hot in the afternoon, these ones have zippers on the side, so you don't have to drop your pants and take off your boots and do all this stuff in the middle of the field. And you can just unzip them. They have a little Velcro piece here. They unzip, zip up, real easy to work and get on and off. So if like I said, this is going to be a merino. Let's see, I'm sure it'll say in here. It is merino wool, but it's a merino wool mix. So you're going to get polyester and nylon with these. These are also extremely warm. I've really enjoyed them. They go down. They're a perfect length for most people. Go down to about your ankle here. And I really thought that I would feel these zippers, like these ends, when they were stuffed down in my boot. I did not. And that may be part of why, the cushioning in the socks and what they do. But also recommend these. These go on every hunt with me just for that wild day where it might be really cold and then get really hot, and the benefits of doing this. And I mean, all these companies make a zip off base layer long john. And these are going to be a bit more stretchy, but they're awesome, awesome, awesome. Can't say enough good things about them. I wish they'd have made zip-off long johns a long time ago. This is a pair that I've had the longest, Badlands. This is actually one of the very, very first pieces of hunting gear that I bought. These were on sale, they were in my budget, and so that's what I went with. These ones are going to be a synthetic material. I'm sure it says on here what all is in there. This one does not say that, or if it did, it's been washed off. But very, very comfortable. They fit really good. Now, I will say the elastic bands on them, after about a day of use, they do start to sag or sink, or whenever you pull up your pants, they pull up with you. But other than that, for the money and with Badlands warranty, great. I recommend these to people who are on the lower side of the budget, and I've never had a complaint with them. They're really good, really solid piece of gear. Like I said, I've had them probably 4 or 5 years. Never had an issue with them. They've never torn. Like I said, the band, the elastic band, it has started to fray and get, as you can see, it's kind of starting to wrinkle up, but that's fine. If I can get 4 or 5 years, that lasts longer than most people's blue jeans. So that's a great option as well. Now we're going to move towards the top. So when it comes to shirts or a base layer for your skin, what's really important to me is comfort and how dry it can get and how fast it will dry. And then the last one, does it stink? And there's different kinds of that. The first piece here is Kuiu. It is more geared towards a hotter time. I actually wore this on my pronghorn hunt this year. It did phenomenal. Didn't have any issues with it. Now, I would not wear this more than one day. I don't know, and this is no dig on Kuiu or anything like that, but they do start to stink. Not as bad as a synthetic, but they do start to stink. But it is a very comfortable. I do really, really enjoy the vents on the side. This it's like a holey or a meshish looking thing on the side, and that is really nice in those hot, especially for you guys that bow hunt a lot. This is awesome. I really do enjoy these shirts. They come in a lot of different colors. It's one of one of my favorite things about Kuiu is you can buy a million different colors and their proprietary camos. You can still get them in that. But I really do enjoy this, like I said, but I would not wear it more than a day, personally, if I was sweating a lot. If it was somewhere in the mountains where you sweat a little bit, it'd probably be all right. It would still go with me, but I probably wouldn't wear it out on day 1, day 2, day 3. It'd be kind of a backup shirt. Then we have some more. So this can be, it's kind of multi-purpose. This is a mid-layer / base layer. So you can still put this next to skin. It's like a Henley, it has snaps. But this is the First Light Furnace Henley. And man, you want to talk about warm. This thing is really, really warm. I will say, if whatever size you wear normally, I would size down. This is a medium, that's usually what I wear. And it was a little bit big, but if you have other layers underneath it, like say a couple of merino shirts or something, it would probably be just fine. Really enjoyed this. I usually take this on any hunt past September, the mid-September range. It may not get worn, but I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. It's a really, really good, especially at night if you're sitting around camp talking, really nice thing to put on and just be comfortable. It's really soft on the inside. Like I said, it's merino wool, so it's going to keep you warm. It's going to dry really fast, and it just does a really good job. The next one, I bought this. This is another one of my first pieces of gear, and it still lasts. Once again, this is Badlands. I bought those with those long johns. This is not merino wool. It's mutton, but it's very, very similar to merino wool. It doesn't really get that stinky. It doesn't dry near as fast, but it's still a really, really good piece of gear. I know a lot of this stuff I'm showing you is long sleeve. I tend to wear long sleeves to help protect from the sun. That way I'm not having to wear sunscreen and all that stuff. But very, very good piece of gear. I mean, it's been washed a lot. It's been through a lot of hunting seasons. Again, one piece of gear that goes with me almost every hunt. And then this is by far my favorite. And this is the First Light Wick t-shirt. They do have a long sleeve. I have the long sleeve. It also has vents. These ones I like a little bit more than the First Light because it doesn't go all the way down. This one's just going to be kind of like more in your armpit area, upper tricep kind of area. It's really, really nice, and it blends so well. I mean, most people don't even notice it's there. It just helps aerate all that out, especially in areas that are going to be sweating the most. I've worn this shirt before for 3 days, and it never got stinky. I mean, I don't know. First Light was really one of the first companies to really do merino wool, and they did a phenomenal job of whatever process or merino wool that they picked. It does conform to you. It kind of looks baggy, but man, when it's on, it's so soft, it's so light, it's comfortable. Like I said, this is my absolute favorite piece. I always usually steer people for a wick layer or a base layer and I send them straight to this shirt. Now we're going to get into a different set, and this is going to be the synthetic. So this is going to be more of the material that you'd see on those Badlands ones. Now this is actually a training shirt from Kuiu for like working out, and it does great. Now with synthetic, there is a caveat with them. A lot of times after you sweat in them, they will stink. I mean, it's just the way of the world, I guess, but it's going to be a lot more stretchier design. It's going to be, it's going to be very comfortable. I mean, a lot of y'all probably have like fishing shirts. It's going to be very, very similar to fishing shirts, like what Columbia or a Hook or any of those companies make. I've never really worn this style on a hunt, but I have worn them working out. I've worn them fishing, and like I said, after a day, not going to be wearing this probably again. But if you're at a base camp where you can take as much clothes, as much gear as you want, and you like the feel of them, then this would be a good route to go. They're generally, around the same price, sometimes cheaper than say merino wool, but really good piece of gear, man. Now this one is my wife's. I've personally never worn it. My sister has worn it. She had never hunted in hunting gear. There's a company called Proyas. It's a women's only line. I got her a whole gear setup, and I'll actually try to bring up, there was actually a pair of long johns, same material that she wore, and my sister said she had never been so warm on a hunt. So if you got, for the ladies out there, or the husbands or boyfriends or significant others, brothers, sisters, if your wife is looking for something, or anyone is looking for something like this, Proyas is a great company. They have a podcast you can listen to. This is kind of more of a waffle knit look and feel. Very, very soft. Let's see what it says on here. So it's 100% polyester, so it's a full synthetic material. It's very warm from what my sister said, and every review I've read has been very good. They're tough, they're stretchy. They really kind of conform to the person wearing it, and it's soft. I mean, probably it's so light, super light. She did wear it multiple days, I think 3 days. She never complained about it being stinky or being overbearing. It was kind of cold on the mule deer hunt that she went on, but like I said, I had originally bought this for my wife, and my wife wasn't able to go on that hunt, so that's okay. My sister got to use it, and I got a really, really good review. And that's what I want this all to be about, is bringing in all these concepts and all these different deals, and showing my experience with that piece of gear. Like I said, my go-tos on every hunt, like if I could only pick one, it would definitely be my First Light Wick t-shirt. I would for sure go with my the First Light Furnace Long Johns, and then last but not least, the Darn Tough sock. Those would be my top three going out into the field on every single hunt for a base layer, whether you could peel one of these off. And if I had to pick one more, I'd probably go with this one right here, the Furnace, just for an extra added layer of comfort whenever it's kind of cold. And that's what I would run with, and I would have complete confidence that this would get me to, even in the backcountry, a 2-3 day hunt, and I'd still be comfortable. I wouldn't stink to high heavens, and it would just be a really, really good setup and piece of gear. Now, all of this does have some pros and cons. Obviously, the Badlands is probably going to be your cheapest option. However, the Kuiu, they do run really good sales on these, and sometimes you can get different colors, all different kinds of things, on a really, really good discount. These I would take for sure. If it was going to be hot and cold, these are the zip-offs. And I'd go with them, and I wouldn't have any problems with those either. Just think about those things, the pros and cons of both. I hope that this pretty much kind of like simplified the base layers, especially with using them in my experiences, and I really hope it helped, and I really hope that everyone got something out of this, and maybe you're a little less confused on this layering system. I do plan on doing a pant video, or an outer layer video and a mid layer video. So stay tuned and watch those. And hopefully by the end of this series on closing, y'all will be less confused. And remember, always train for the pursuit.